Welcome back. You are watching the All Phone State Championships. We're moving down to Ocean Beach now because it's surf boat racing final time, and we are looking at the reserve grades first up. Lining up, we have Coogee involved in the final. Now, a number of Queenscliff crews are involved in this final. 3 boats, in fact. Queenscliff 1 is there. So too Queenscliff 3. Todd Walton is the sweep in that one. And just to confuse you folks, Queenscliff 4, they are there as well. Rhys Williams, the sweep in that boat. Also in the final of the reserve grade surf boats is South Curl. Mark Spiteri at the back of the boat for them. This should be a pretty good battle considering Queenscliff fill out the middle sections of this race. But of course, Avoca, Coogee and South Curl will have a lot to say about this, Grant Wilkinson.
That's right. All these crews are extremely fast here. We've moved up to Ocean Beach. It's a little bit smaller up here. The waves aren't quite as big as what we saw down at Umina with the craft events. So this will be a flat-out drag race right all the way out and all the way back to shore pretty much.
Of course, Wilco, a sweep in your own right. You will be involved in action very soon. Looking at conditions, though, as a boatie, do you look at them and get excited, or do you realise, wow, this is going to be a hard day's work?
Every crew has something that suits them. Some of these crews here will be flat water specialists. They'll come from a still water rowing background. Some crews, like the Avoca crew, are pure surf specialists. So the bigger the conditions, the heavier it gets, the better they like it. And it will also come down to how they rig their boat for these flat conditions. You see the Avoca crew there, nearest to screen, they actually over-feather their oars. It means that the blades are facing the water as they go into the catch. That means that they're using round rollicks instead of square rollicks. The advantage of that is in rough conditions, you can pretty much get the blade in the water wherever you need to. The other crews have got the square rollicks. That means that they put it in, the blade's square in the water, and they just pull as hard as they can.
Some expert comments there from one of the best in the business. Grant Wilkinson, of course, heavily involved with Allura as well, and will be involved very soon in racing here. You can see South Curl. A very unique style there from their sweep as he crouches over to get down pretty low with his crew and give them their instructions as they head out to the cans here in the reserve grade men's final here at Ocean Beach. The action just moving down a little bit from Umina for the surf boats. And they are doing it tough here because the arms would be burning. Not much surf to talk about. You could throw a blanket across them indeed as they now turn and start their head for home. You'd have to say perhaps one of the Queenscliff crews do have their bow in front, but really, Wilco, this is still a very open race.
Yeah, pretty much everyone going around there. I'd have to say nearly all 3 Queenscliff crews went around together. There's not going to be much into it. This will come down to who's the fittest, who's done the most work in training. It's going to be a drag race all the way back in. They'll all be praying for that little bit of a wave to stand up and get them across the line.
Absolutely. As we go across the field, you can see there is very little separating them. Queenscliff crews, there are 3 of them. They dominate the middle sections of the field. Coogee and South Curl there on screen at the far end of the field. That is Avoca, closest to camera in the black. And of course, they have a new sweep. They lost their original sweep to a hamstring injury, so they've had to throw in a replacement at the last minute. How that's going to affect them the run home, we're going to have to wait and see, but not what you want ahead of the biggest race of the day.
No, you get used to a certain sweep, the balance on the boat and everything like that. Having said that, Richard Bridie, who's filling in, taking them in this final, probably one of the best sweeps in Australia, can run a boat home almost better than anyone else.
Well, it's going to be crucial here because there is only going to be one thing that separates them on the line, and that is who doesn't make a mistake on the run home. You can see there, nothing separates the field. You've got South Curl, top of screen there, just ahead of Coogee, you would have to say. Then it's 3 Queenscliff crews, all in the hunt as well, and they're all looking for this wave home. Avoca is going to come into shot soon. They are the closest to camera as far as the field looks. There they are, Avoca, the black boat. They've got a fill-in sweep. They're looking for a runner. As we go back across the field, it's Queenscliff crews filling out the minors. And look at South Curl. Have they picked up a wave here, Wilco? This could be huge. Coogee, they've slewed. Coogee are out of it, I think. They've slewed off the wave. You can see them. Oh, they've made a huge mistake right when it counted. But Avoca stormed home closest to camera. That is South Curl coming home at the top end of screen. We have Avoca at the far end of the field as far as they're concerned, closest to camera. They don't know who's got it. This is going to be interesting, folks. Stay tuned. We're going to go down to the judges to see who has got across the line here first in the reserve grade final And it's Avoca Beach. They've come home. They've done it with a fill-in sweep. They've won it. The reserve grade champions at the Orphone State Champs here. They have pipped South Kirkle on the line. They are happy too. Let's cross down and have a listen to our winners.
Well, Ben, a tough race out there, but a great effort by the boys from Avoca.
Certainly is. It's very testing conditions. It's a long flat row, so yeah, it's one that makes the least mistakes. Generally gets it in these conditions.
Not a great deal of swell out there, but a couple of your competitors came unstuck there. You guys have kept it nice and straight.
Yeah, we had a fill-in sweep for today. Our original sweep did his hamstring yesterday, so we had Richard get us in and got us home today. Used the swell well.